Ladies and gentlemen, they have updated some of the chests here in Rise of Kingdoms. So today we're going to take a quick look at what's actually changed, and then later in the video we're going to go over one other thing that has changed recently that you may have missed in Rise of Kingdoms. But first, what's going on, guys? Cheers. Now, as you guys know, I'm a partnered creator with Rise of Kingdoms, which means they support a couple of videos on the channel every single month, just like this one. But the most important support comes from you guys dropping a thumbs up on the video or subscribing if you haven't already. And with that being said, let's jump into the changes that we've seen in the chests here in Rise of Kingdoms. If you don't know, we're talking about the four main chests. We have silver, gold, and equipment, and then we have the legendary chest. Okay, and of these four chests, three of them have actually been updated in the last couple of weeks. The only chest that has not changed is the equipment chest, unfortunately, but the silver and golden chests have had a new update recently that you may have already seen. This is not really new news, but I just wanted to cover it here in the video. We do now have the two new epic commanders. They've been added to the chests, okay, which effectively dilutes the pool for epic commander drop rate. This means that, well, there's just more epic commanders to obtain, which means you'll get any single epic commander less frequently. And I will say, I don't remember if I recorded it or not, but I had 1,700 silver chests and I opened them all, and I actually, no, I think I had over 2,000. I think I had over 2,000 silver chests. I opened them all and I was unable to summon the new epic commanders. Okay, so it is actually insane how few of each individual epic commander you get from these chests, unless the drop rate is just lower for these two new commanders. So we have Catherine and we have Narcissus. Okay, so that is the update to the silver chest, and of course the gold chest has also been updated in the same exact way. We are getting, of course, these two new commanders, the two new epics. Okay, moving forward over the next couple of months, we will probably be getting the new Mayan civilization. That is already confirmed. We don't know the exact timeline, but I would say over the next 3, 4, 5 months we'll be getting that new civilization. And I suspect, this is not confirmed, but I suspect we will get again another change to these chests where those commanders will come into these chests when that is launched. But the main reason that I'm making this video is actually the change to the legendary chests. This is the really interesting part here, because if you come into the rules, you will see that they have updated the legendary chest reward table to include Gajamata, who's been, I think he was updated a couple of weeks ago, but they've recently added Justinian, Huo, Zhuiliang, and Dido Dido, I think it's Dido, to the legendary chests. Okay, which is actually kind of insane, because this means that we officially have caught up. We have officially caught up with the meta. There are actually best in slot, best class commanders in the legendary chests. Zhuiliang, one of the best, if not one of the best commanders for archers. He's one of the best commanders in the game. Okay, same thing with Huo, definitely one of the best cavalry commanders in Rise of Kingdoms, period. He just hits like a truck. Okay, people are still using Justinian as rally meta for cavalry. Now I know cav rallies these days are a little bit, you know, they're on the fence when you've got such better choices, especially in artifact kvks, but it is what it is. Dido being paired with Choi Young, like, this is a great archer garrison. Like, literally this is one of the archer garrison metas right now. Also Choi Young with Hera is great. By the way, Hera is also in the legendary tavern. So what's really interesting about this is, if you're a brand new player, now you officially have the ability to just get some of the new meta commanders from the legendary chest. And what that also means is that your reward choice list has been updated as well. So this also includes the new commanders that they've added, Huo and Zhuiliang. Those are the most important, but also this lets you get your hands on Justinian and Dido as well. And this is great for players who, you know, if you're a low spender and you do buy those $5 Writer of History bundles, if you didn't have Dido, for example, because you don't compete in Mightiest Governors for a garrison commander you're never going to use, well, this is a great opportunity to like just grab 10 sculpts of her and just get that $5 bundle pop. So even though it's a commander you might not actually be planning on using, it'll still get you that bundle pop-up, which is pretty nice. Now, the other reason that I'm making this video is because I think it's important to prioritize some of these commanders here, right? Like, if you're a brand new player and you're going through and like asking yourself like, okay, I finally hit my 200 key opening, after however many months of saving and spending these, what should I actually be spending, or what should I actually be acquiring here from this reward choice list? And I think the answer is very, very clear. Okay, I think Zhuge Liang, open and shut case, this is again top 2 best commanders in the entire game right now, in my opinion. It's really hard to argue otherwise. He's so incredible that this is the #1 priority for you from the reward choice list. Okay, hands down, best choice. If we're talking about cavalry commanders, I would say Huo and Prime Joan of Arc. These are some of the best choices you can get from this reward choice list as well. And then for infantry, we've got commanders like CPO as well, which just purely one of the best infantry commanders in the game. If you run CPO with Liu Che, that's probably the single best infantry pairing in the game still to this day, even with Ragnar coming out, because CPO's debuff on his active skill is actually insane, and he has some health and a little bit of default march speed. Also worth noting, Nevsky is still very, very good here, and if you're building a ranged march, I would say Gajah is probably the route to go, because him with Cordoba is just insane smite damage. We love to see that. So there's a lot to love about this reward choice list, which has lots of implications for the future of the game. Like, we've never been in a position where literally, like, people argue Zhuge Liang being the best commander in the game, right? And I think that there's a lot of really good arguments for that. And so we've never been in a position before where the best commander in the game is available, that you could just get, like, you just open a key and you just can summon the best commander in the game for free, right? Like, that's actually kind of crazy. And so I'm curious to know what the future is going to be of commander releases, right? Because I think, as many of you feel, I feel the same way, 2024 was kind of, I mean, the commander releases this year for me were a little bit boring, right? Honestly, we got Hermann Prime in January of this year, like literally the first like 3 days of the year, we got Hermann Prime, which was insane, right? Still one of the best commanders in the entire game. And then just a month ago, we got our hands on Ragnar Prime, right? When did we get him exactly? Yes, 11/12 is when I summoned him, so a little over a month ago at this point, right? So, you know, these 2 Prime commanders have been the most exciting for me, but they're bookends to this year, right? We've got one at the beginning, one at the end. Everything in between for me has been a little bit meh, right? Some players liked William Wallace. I don't think he's great, don't get me wrong, but he wasn't like a game changer, right? He didn't break the meta. So like this year was for me, it was a little bit stale. The commanders that came out were a little bit boring, a little bit mid, right? So what are the implications now for us moving into 2025? If, you know, like, what's the next thing that's going to be in here, right? I actually, wait, no, I know what comes next. After Huo was Gorgo and Liu Che, right? And that's the other best commander in the game, Liu Che, right? So literally the next update to this chest will give you, you'll be able to get the 2 best commanders in the game. Gorgo is still garrison meta, right? Like literally garrison meta. So like the legendary chest has officially caught up to the Rise of Kingdoms meta, which means that either moving forward into 2025, we're going to be getting a whole new slew of insane commanders, right? Like the power creep in 2025 could be insane. Okay, so save your sculptures now just in case. Or what's going to happen is we're going to get a ton of commanders that are extremely niche and are absolutely broken with specific formations. And I think that might be the route that we go, right? I think if we look at Shajar and we look at Choi Young, I think these commanders are exceptionally good if you go all in on the circle formation, which a lot of players are not willing to do, and therefore these commanders are not that insane. Same thing with Philip, right? Philip just came out, and I think that there's a lot to love about Philip if you go all in on the echelon formation, which most players are not willing to do, and so therefore he's not that exciting. But my point is, moving forward into 2025, we could continue to see more commanders that are super niched down to specific formations. For example, the Delta formation is all in on combo attack damage, and at the time of recording this, there's only one commander that even does combo attacks, right? Like there's some other ways to do combo attacks in like Golden Kingdom, for example, and some other like little side missions like that, but the only commander that does combo attacks is Liu Che, and so an entire formation for Liu Che makes no sense with me, which means in the future we're going to see more combo attacks, right? And so it could be the case that cavalry get a new release that's all in on combo attack damage, and those commanders could be really mid unless you go all in on this formation, right? And so I think that is the most probable direction that Rise of Kingdoms takes in 2025. But I think sprinkled in there, we're going to see updates to the meta with insane releases like Ragnar Prime, right? Ragnar Prime completely broke the release cycle of commanders, and we got an actual Giga Chad for infantry for free. You unlocked him for free, at least. And like, this goes perfectly in line with the existing skill damage AoE meta, right? Which is what we love, especially for commanders like CPO Prime. So moving forward into 2025, we're either going to go one of two routes, or it will be a hybrid approach where you'll either have to start niching down on some formations, or they're going to release some insane power creep to these commanders, because otherwise the value is just so good in the legendary chests. And we've never seen this before from Rise of Kingdoms, right? We've never seen the ability to get some of the literal best commanders in the entire game, like top 2 and garrison meta for Gorgo when she comes into this chest soon, right? So I'm really excited for the future of this, to be honest with you guys. And this is great for brand new players who, you know, occasionally they'll be able to just summon some commanders that they need for their account, which is really, really nice. Now, the other thing I wanted to talk about in this video is, as they're updating the legendary chests, they're also updating the daily special offer. This now has Hera in it, which is again part of the garrison meta effectively if you're running like a mixed garrison. But we also now have Gaja Mata, part of ranged meta, right? We have Dido, which is great, but that also means, because Dido is here now, that also means that we have Zhuge Liang, right? Where is he? I've already expertised him. I don't know where. There's so many commanders here. Oh my god, there he is. Jeesh. Okay, so you can officially right now literally buy the best commander, one of the best commanders in the entire game, right? Whether you think it's Zhuge Liang or Liu Che, you can make that argument, but lots of players will say that Zhuge Liang is the best commander in the game, like single best commander, right? And like, that's crazy. We've never seen that before. We've never been in a position in Rise of Kingdoms where you can literally just go to the daily special offer and get the best commander in the game, straight up $5. Just, you get it, and you get some number of sculptures. Maybe you'll have to buy a couple of these to guaranteed summon him, but like, you can accumulate him over time. This is the best like, if you're getting the best commander in the game every single day for $5, like, that's insane value. So if you're an older player and you quit and you're coming back to Rise of Kingdoms, that's the best choice. This is hands down Zhuge Liang, best choice for daily special offer. It's almost not even close, right? Like, he is by far the best commander in the daily special offer. Other great choices here, of course, are CPO Prime. We have Nevsky. We also have Joan of Arc Prime. She's insane, either with Nevsky or with Huo. There's just so many great commanders here. Of course, William, if you're getting him from the daily special offer, is pretty good value. Guan Yu is kind of falling off a little bit now that Ragnar Prime is here, but he's still usable. Constantine, you could still use Constantine in infantry garrisons behind Gorgo, and he's canyon meta, which is crazy. Alexander the Great is insane right now behind Liu Che. So like, there's never been a better time to buy things in the daily special offer if you don't have these commanders already, right? So for me, you know, I there's nothing here that I really love, which is why I have Hera selected, because maybe one day, just in case, I'll need him. I mean, that's really all it is. If I never end up needing him, at least he's good for city garrisons. I'll just slap him on there and then I'll be good forever. But that's kind of my thought process here, where like, we officially have one of the best commanders in the entire game on the daily special offer, and you can get him for free from the legendary tavern, which means I think 2025 is going to be insane for commander releases. I'm really excited to see what they do, and hopefully we don't see a repeat of 2024. I think, for myself and many players, I think 2024 was a little bit boring for commander releases. I'm just gonna say it. That's just how I feel. Not to say that they were bad releases, but some of them were a little bit boring. Okay, Belisarius Prime, a little bit boring to me. Shajar, a little bit boring to me, right? That's just my opinion. Of course, you guys can let me know in the comment section below if you agree or not. But even if you're an older player and you're saying, Omniarch, this is all pointless, right? Like, I already expertise Zhuge Liang, who cares about that? I already expertise Huo, who cares about that? I don't care about the epic commanders they added to the chests, who cares about that, right? And that's true, but consider this: with more commanders in the legendary chests that you've already expertised, that's more probabilities to get your hands on currency, which means there's more probability or more chances to get free legendary commander sculptures, right? Like, you get 100 of these coins. And by the way, that's the only thing you should be buying here. If you guys didn't know, the only thing worth getting here is legendary commander sculptures. It's not even close, right? It's not even close. The sovereign keys, absolutely not. The drop rate's not good enough. Okay, you always want to get the legendary commander sculptures here. It's no question. So that's how I'm looking at it. You know, even for me, a player who doesn't need Zhuge Liang, I don't need Huo, right? It still means that I am going to have 2 more chances to just get more of these coins, which means I'm going to get more legendary commander sculptures passively over time. Okay, so that's really exciting. Of course, you know, you could also make the argument that the probabilities don't change, because with these 2 new commanders that I do have, they've also added 2 commanders that I have in expertise. So there's that as well. But even still, it's still really exciting to summon one of these commanders and get those nice rewards here. And I think if you actually get a full summon of a commander you've already expertise, I think they give you 400, which is pretty good. That's basically converting 10 sculptures of a commander you don't care about to 4 commander sculptures of any future commander that you could possibly want. I'll take that trade every day of the week. Anyway, guys, this has been a pretty quick video, but I just wanted to throw it out there to let you guys know, if you didn't notice, if you haven't been paying attention to the legendary chests or the daily special offer over the past couple of weeks, these things have changed. They've updated, and they officially have the best commanders in the game now. And with the next update, we're going to be getting Liu Che and Gorgo in the legendary chests. And I mean, by that logic, they're going to be on the daily special offer as well. And Liu Che will be the best thing to buy from the daily special offer. In my opinion, it's almost not even close, right? So we're at a really interesting position. This is great for new players, and there are some implications for 2025. And it's also pretty good for old players as well, because you're going to get more of those coins to spend in the shop. Anyway, guys, what do you think about this? Are you happy that they've made this change, or do you think that this devalues these commanders too much, right? Like if you recently just went in and expertised Zhuge Liang over the past like month or two, and now you see you could just buy him from the daily special offer, do you feel like that makes you, you know, do you feel some type of way about that? Do you feel like your investment was devalued in some way? I personally don't. I think that if you spent the legendary commander sculptures on him, you got your value out of him because you can use him, right? And if you expertised him back when I did, which was like what, 2022, right? Yeah, oh no, 2023, then I've been using him for a year and a half now, and I've gotten great value out of the last year and a half. So I don't mind that they're putting him in the daily special offer. I think that this is a good thing, but I can see why some players might feel that this has devalued their investment slightly. I want to know what you guys think in the comment section below. And do you think that this is, you know, kind of compensates for the fact that they've been releasing a lot of commanders recently, right? Like they introduced Ragnar, and now they also introduced all these new commanders with Philip. They've introduced Stefan, they've introduced John, and they've also announced 2 new commanders in the new upcoming Mind Civilization. And then we have probably in February or March the scheduled release for possibly new cavalry commanders, maybe, not confirmed, but that's my suspicion. So lots of new commanders coming into the game right now. Do you think that this kind of offsets that by giving tons of new players ways to get these commanders in other methods, right? We're still waiting on how we're going to get Ragnar moving forward, but I suspect that he will possibly come in the daily special offer and or the legendary tavern eventually. Maybe there will be other ways as well. But guys, that's pretty much going to do it for this video. It's again a pretty quick video. Just wanted to give you guys a quick update on those things, and make sure you pay attention to this stuff, because this does matter moving forward. Hopefully by bringing this to your attention, you can focus on getting some of these commanders that you really want, like Huo or Zhuge Liang. But guys, with that being said, let me know what you think about this in the comment section below. While you're down there, drop a thumbs up on the video. It really helps out the channel a ton. It helps get this video out into the YouTube algorithm so other Rise of Kingdoms players might see it. And while you're down there, consider subscribing to the channel and clicking the bell to be notified the next time I upload a Rise of Kingdoms video. With that being said, guys, thank you so much for watching. This is Omniarch. I'll talk to you guys again soon. Peace.